Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. Today is Thursday, June 15th, 2023, and I'm actually here with a Flosstube extra. Recently I was chatting with a friend of mine, hi Christine, and we were talking a little bit about a floss storage system that I invested in earlier this year, and Christine had a couple of questions and we got talking about it and decided that maybe I'd make a video because there might be other people that would have questions or that might be interested to see, number one, how I store my floss, or number two, that might want to learn a little bit more about this specific system that I purchased. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about floss and how I store it. So yeah, I think as a cross stitcher, a lot of us are always searching for better ideas, better ways to store our floss, ways that work with how we like to stitch. And I'm no different than anybody else. So since I got back into stitching in 2018, I've always been looking for and evolving the way I've stored my floss and used my floss. And, you know, I've done all the different things. I've done the bobbins, I've done the floss drops. And it took me a while, again, to find what worked for me, but I'm there now. I have a great system that works beautifully for me. And sorry, Ollie's coming up into view. There he is. Say hello, Ollie. So yeah, so I have found a system that works for me. So I'm going to share that with you, and maybe it will give you some inspiration or some idea. Okay, let's start with hand-dyed flosses. How do I store my hand-dyed flosses? This is the way I like to store them. These are thread drops that I've gotten through Etsy from a Canadian maker. The name of her Etsy shop is Sarcy Girl Designs, and I will link that down below. She calls these thread hugs because you can see they're a little bit different than standard thread drops, the way they're shaped, and you can loop the thread around there. This works really well for me. I can easily pull a strand out, get the lengths that I need, and then you can see the little bits that are left. I just loop down here. It's really quick and easy to put them on and off. As somebody that doesn't enjoy the sensation of pulling a single thread, this is really easy for me because, as I say, I can just pull a length off, take what I need, and quickly and easily loop it back on there again. You can just write on them what the name and the color or the manufacturer is. If eventually I wanted to use this for something else, it would be really easy just to put a label sticker over top of that and put the new color or name on there. These are stored on like by manufacturer on a binder ring, and I hang them on some hooks on the wall in my workroom downstairs. So I'll put a photo in here of what that looks like. So that makes it quick and easy. I can see what I've got, what I don't have, and with them hanging on the thread drops, I can see the colors of the flosses quite well. Okay, next up, DMC. I'm a bobbinator. I like to work with my floss bobbinated, even though I just said that I put my hand dyes on thread drops. That's not my preferred way to work with my flosses, and probably the majority of my projects I do use DMC. A lot of them are full coverage projects. So that is what I'm probably working with the most. One of my favorite ways to work with my DMC flosses is on bobbins using these little floss organizers with these little vinyl pockets. I love them that you can see the colors. I love that you can see the numbers. I can organize them in numerical order, so it makes it really quick and easy to find the color that you're looking for. These ones are double-sided. So because I like working with my floss that way, obviously I like to store it on bobbins as well. And my system has sort of evolved over time. As I became a as I started to develop more projects that I was working on at the same time, I was struggling with finding flosses because I knew they were in one project or another project, and I had to spend a lot of my time looking through projects trying to find floss colors. And then the next time I'd be looking through again because I put it in the other one that I was working on. So I quickly realized that that wasn't working for me. And after doing a little bit of research, watching other people's videos, I decided that perhaps I needed a master set of DMC floss. So I had heard that these big double-sided bins would fit all of the DMC colors, so I purchased one. I used my label maker and I put all the numbers in there, and then I started to collect, slowly build my master set. And then when I kitted up a project, I would take a few lengths of floss out of the master set, put them on some working bobbins, put them in the project. So then every project had the colors it needed, so I didn't have to go looking anymore. But then I always had my master set in here, so if I needed to kit up another project, I knew I could just get the colors from here. And then I could quickly tell when I needed something, because if I emptied a bobbin, then I put them in a little container, and when I went to town, I'd take that container with me, go to Michael's and pick up the ones that I needed, put them back in the bobbins, back in the master set, and away you go. It's good to go. And that system works really well. But over time, I was finding some frustrations. One of the things that would really bother me is in these plastic containers, the bobbins can easily, fall over or almost get buried sometime, especially if you're picking it up and carrying it around or moving it from spot to spot. And you're always trying to pick them up to find the numbers that are underneath or put them in order. And I don't know, that was just one of those little pet peeves of mine. It just annoyed me and frustrated me. And then one day I discovered the Pip and Chip floss storage system. And I will link their Etsy shop and their website down below. But the beauty of their system is that, well, it's twofold. So let me show you one of the things. So this is a Pip and Chip bobbin. These are made out of white acrylic. The ones that I have purchased are their 3mm ones. Well, I shouldn't say, this is what they sell, are these 3mm ones. So they are thicker than a standard bobbin. They also have the color printed right on the bobbin. So it makes it really easy to tell if you've got the right color, I guess, if you're putting it on there. Also, their little slits down here are narrower than on the standard DMC plastic bobbins. So the thread stays in that little notch quite easily. So the other unique feature about their system is they create foam trays to fit into, I believe originally they designed them to fit into a Bisley filing cabinet. But I know now, I believe they make them to fit into other like IKEA type cabinets. And I think they'll even do custom ones if you have a particular chest or box that you like to store your floss in. They would probably make you a custom foam insert. But I'm going to turn the camera around and show you my filing cabinet and how the flosses fit in the filing cabinet. So just 1 minute. Okay, so this is my stitchy spot. And this right here is my floss cabinet. So this is not a Bisley. They are a little bit hard to get in Canada and certainly kind of expensive. So this was another alternative that I found through somebody else's review on the Pip and Chip website. And it is from Staples here in Canada. And I believe the brand name is Geelong, Geelong. I'll link it down below. There's Piper. I purchased a 10 drawer. You can fit the whole line of DMC plus some in 5 drawers. I bought a 10 drawer just because it wasn't that much more expensive to get a 10 drawer versus a 5 drawer. And I knew I wanted it to sit on the floor. A 5 drawer would have to sit up on top of a cabinet, and I have limited space to put that, at least up here. So this was my choice, and it works as a little side table. It's on wheels, so I can move it around quite easily. So you can see that I've just put numbers in the drawers. So again, it makes it really easy to find each one. And I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. So that's what the flosses look like in there. So everything's in numerical order. It makes it really easy to find a color because if you know you're looking for a purple, it's easy to jump to the purples in that drawer. But you can see that these are sitting in this foam. So let me just pull one out here so you can see it a little better. So here's the whole drawer. And the lighting's not great for this. You can see that there's little slots in the foam, and you can very easily just pop those bobbins in the slot. Now this was a game changer for me because in the traditional plastic storage box, I did not like that the bobbins would constantly be tipping over and falling down, and some of them would get buried underneath. This way they're all standing up nice and straight. I can see everybody, I can find everybody. I can take one out without everybody around it falling over like a bunch of dominoes. And it just makes me really happy. So that is how those are, and I have 5 drawers. It's really easy just to slide the drawer right back in, and with it being right here beside my stitchy chair, it's really easy just to find, just to roll it over to, I don't even have to get it on my chair, just roll it over, pull open the drawer, find the floss that I need, take a couple lengths out, put it back in. So that was my master set, and I decided my working bobbins I would just put in one of the plastic storage cases, but then I still had to deal with you know, them falling over and getting lost underneath each other, and again, just wasn't working great to me. And I had these 5 extra drawers. So Pip and Chip also makes the foam inserts with the narrow slits to fit the standard DMC bobbins. So I decided to invest in 5 of those ones so that I can put my working bobbins in there. So that's what's down in the bottom. So these are my working bobbins. So these are the thin ones. I just keep those in there. So when I kit up a new project, I just come here, see if the color that I want is already on a bobbin. And if it's not, you can see I have some extra bobbins. Those are my old master set bobbins with those elastics around them. So I'll just grab one out of there, grab a few lengths out of my upper set, and away I go. So yeah, so that is my floss storage system, and I love it. I do not regret the money I invested in it because yes, those sets of bobbins are not inexpensive. The foam inserts aren't bad for pricing. Their customer service is excellent. I realized once I opened mine, there was a little tag that said this side up, and I didn't know. I had removed it, so I didn't know which side was up. So that made me realize that maybe the foam inserts had an upside and a downside. So I contacted them, and they got back to me like right away, even with the time difference. And they were so helpful. And she even said to send a photo, and she could easily tell me just from looking at it which side was up and which side was down. So I was thrilled. I was thrilled with my purchase. I'm thrilled with the customer service. I love this system. It works so well for me. If you have any questions about anything, please leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer them. I'm happy to talk about my storage system because, as I say, I've arrived. I think this system is going to work well for me for the rest of my stitching career. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you got some inspiration. I'll leave links in the description box down below to Pip and Chip. Check them out, see what all they have to offer, because they have more than just these bobbins. I know they have what they call floss chips, which are more like a thread drop idea, but they still have foam inserts that fit in IKEA bins to help you store them. I know, as I say, they do custom orders for people. They have a set of stickers, the colored stickers that you could put on the traditional DMC bobbins. So they have lots of really interesting solutions for floss storage. So yeah, be sure to go and check out their website. As I say, if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.